Looking for insight and assistance with relationships, career, or finance? Internationally known certified psychic medium Vicki Murphy identifies past life patterns that impact your current life. Realize soul purpose. I'm just going to give you guys kind of a behind the scenes look as I'm on the radio. Now, I'm on the radio using the phone, okay, and connecting to everybody. So you're going to hear the ads start, and Ron and I are going to chat and do my live readings. So this is behind the scenes, the part that you guys don't get to see. All right. So enjoy. You're going to watch me channel. You're going to watch me answer people's questions. And it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
And international and great stations worldwide. For a complete list of our affiliates and showtimes, visit us online at beingwithronash.com. That's beingwithronash.com. Today you are being with Ron Ash and the one and only West Coast medium, Vicki Murphy. Hello, Vicki.
Hey, Ron. How are you tonight?
I am fantastical and magical. Every day is better than the last. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And I love that story. I love it when you answer like that. It's such great energy. It's such a great way to be in the world. And I know it pays off. It has residual for you.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I always like to have more than enough. And I really see the energies that come from that, returning that to me. And tenfold, 100-fold, and 1,000-fold. I'm always expecting more than enough, and more than enough seems to show up again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, what we attract, what comes to us, what we connect with energetically, and again, that's quantum physics, right, is exactly what we put out. So every time you say that, it's so uplifting and people love it and it sends a vibe out. And because you actually hold that frequency within your body, mind, and soul of expecting and a healthy expectation of more than enough, as you're doing that and you're sending it out, you manifest more than enough, you know, and it's like I said, it's a great way to use your energy, and it's a great way to show people, to illustrate their potential, the possibilities. If everybody can get into that higher frequency place of being and practice staying there, because it's not something that's taught. It's not always easy for people. A lot of times we get disconnected from our happiness and it gets socialized out of us for lots of different reasons and a lot of things that happen that can make us unhappy. And pretty soon the unhappiness can take over, you know, that low frequency can take over and be kind of your dominant energy. And so you kind of have to wake yourself up and say, oh, wait a minute, you know, kind of come to an awareness of you running that lower frequency dominant energy so that you can change it on purpose and bring your energy back up to, I'm going to call it the happy Ron state. Bring it up to the happy Ron state and make that a habit. And when you do that, you know, like we were talking about earlier, Ron, before we jumped on the show, you're going to be rewarded. The universe is going to answer you. You're going to connect with the right people. You're going to connect with the right opportunities to create what you want, you know, to create more happiness in your life.
At one time, my phrase was, I just want enough. And I always got just enough.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? And like I said, healthy expectation, right? That's kind of a partial success expectation. You're like, I just want enough. I just want it to be enough to get by and enough to buy my groceries and enough. Mhm, mhm.
There's nothing wrong with having more than enough. It's nice to have more than enough.
Well, let's
Not
define that
taken away
though.
from anybody else, contrary to popular belief. It's more than enough for everyone.
Right. And let's define that. What is enough? And who said that to want more than whatever they defined, the imperial they defined as enough, was bad? So first of all, you've got people quantifying and creating a measurement of what's enough. And it differs from soul to soul and from socioeconomic background and from the way people were raised, right? Some people think that enough is, having enough to pay the rent, even if they don't have groceries. They're just happy to have a roof over their head. Some people think enough is, you know, um, having a car that runs and et cetera, where other people's enough is, well, I have one boat and I have a house, but I want that second house and an RV and yada yada. And people get into this false idea that wanting something is bad. And that's just something that gets taught, that wanting something is bad, or that asking for something maybe more than what your parents had or more than what the neighbors have around you is selfish or wrong, or you're asking for too much. And frankly, that kind of thinking is what keeps people stuck. It doesn't mean that happiness, is equated to material wealth. That's not what I'm saying, because I've had every socioeconomic walk in my life. I have been dirt poor and I've been wealthy. And my happiness doesn't depend on any of that. And I know you're the same, Ron. Our happiness is coming from within us. I can be happy watching a ladybug on a leaf and get like so happy watching that. So I'm not saying that, but don't limit yourself by other people's teachings and belief about what is enough for you. We want to be able to ask for the world and to allow the world to greet us.
So those are the words and the feelings associated with the words. Here's the one. It's a very common saying. Actions speak louder than words. I want to say that again. Actions speak louder than words. In other words, okay, more than enough. What does that feel like? Mm-hmm. So what are the actions associated with having more than enough? You're probably giving more freely. That's an obvious one. And there's several other ones associated with it. But on the other side of the coin, maybe you feel there's not enough and you act as if there's not enough. So you're taking something that doesn't belong to you. Right. You're doing other actions that are associated with those things. So what you're telling the universe is, I don't have enough. And the universe is more than happy to oblige through your words, your feelings, and your actions. Actions are very important. What did you take? Why did you take it? What were the feelings associated with the thought processes before you took that action? Very important to look at these things.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we know, our actions are based on our beliefs and our thoughts, as you just mentioned. And if you are believing that if you ask for more than what you have, that you're stealing from somebody else, or they won't have enough, that type of thinking is really kind of giving that other person a vote of no confidence, like they aren't here with a grand soul plan that's just as good as yours, even though it might look different than yours. And that's a judgment in a way. We want to watch out for that. Everybody's soul plan is perfect for them, because everybody has the opportunity to learn and grow to whatever degree they are able within that soul plan. So we want to be careful of judging by accident. But yeah, actions, and I'll tell you, emotion is just energy in motion. And that's the kind of action that you need to manifest feelings.
All right, folks. Well, if you're new to the show, Vicki is a psychic and a medium, as well as the coach. She can answer your questions on career, finance, romance. She can look into your past lives. She can connect you with past loved ones. But she can also formulate a plan of success for you and send you in the right direction. Her website is westcoastmedium.com. If you'd like to schedule a private session with her, you can phone 949-677-6314. Leave a message, and she'll make arrangements to schedule you. Our first caller today is area code 254. Hello, 254. What's your name and where you call?
Hello, how you doing?
We're
Great. How about
good.
yourself?
I'm doing great. My name is Alamin Muhammad. I'm calling from Texas here.
Yeah, I mean, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I just wanted to share something to the show, and I wanted to see if there is a sound of word of wisdom and advice for me.
Mm-hmm.
With or without religion, with or without learning about religion. With or without family members being Baptist or Christian, or some want to be Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself in a awkward position. Not from my standpoint and my standstill when I face reality, but my past life. Predates all the way before 2,000 years ago, but the greatest part about my life is that 2,000 years ago is showing me that I'm middle ways into my dispensation today. But for some strange reason, though, I won't say, like I said again, to myself, taking a stance and how I look at eternity in my life, in relief, as I see truth. But the word KRST,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much 48 hours, pretty much 24 hours, 72 hours, it doesn't even matter. All week long, I meditate upon that word as if, and then when I do so, I'm able to see that I'm able to see the reason why men are in the condition that they are in today. And a feeling of having something to do with it plays me greatly. But not to hold you guys any longer, but my past life was a KRST. Before that, it was a KRST. Before that, it was KRST. And here I am again in this dispensation at the age of 42 on this planet today. And it is still KRST.
Mm-hmm.
And I am Christ.
Mm-hmm.
But the greatest part about this whole journey of mine is that you cannot follow me. You must follow that which is within you, because what is in you is greater than me.
Right. So if I can address all of that, quantum physics, the past lives, the collective consciousness allows that all of us have the Christ energy connection within and around and through. And that allows everybody the ability to tune in to that wisdom beyond their karmic challenges here, beyond their human experience, in order to have what it takes to make the best use of this human experience and of the karmic challenges in order to evolve, grow, and rise within their frequency and their soul's frequency and to heal. And so you sound very much like you're very tuned in to that higher wisdom and that intuitive knowing. And I love that. That's awesome. And you're absolutely right. It cannot come from following someone. It must come from your, from within, from your own exploration, from your own awareness. And so,
yeah, that's a challenge. And that's a challenge that in America, one of the greatest challenges that I see that we are facing in America is that I love men like Des Walter. I don't know if you ever heard of Des Walter. Gary Sigler. I don't know if you ever heard of Gary Sigler.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm friends with Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he actually wrote a recommendation for my book, The Apostles' Recipe for Happiness. Kingdom Resource. Also, Gary Sigler, great guy. His wife is really nice. Yeah. Yes. And I tell you, the sad part about this thing is that in America, not just in America, but in South America, Africa, South Africa, the Middle East, and other parts of the world. I don't care if you're in Madagascar. I don't care if you're in Spain. One of the saddest parts about this whole thing that we are talking about right now in this segment of our hour, in our life. And you can rest assured that when you go to sleep at night, great truth is going to come to you in the morning concerning this. Black people in America have no clue or idea. Majority, I would say. A few, yes. As a whole, no. Have no clue. That we are a reproduction on this planet. See, I don't have no religion. You have to understand that. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Presbyterian. I have no religion. Your father is my father, and you my sister, and I'm your brother. It is our greatest religion. Mm-hmm. That's all I have. Just a father. And see, I'm saying what I'm saying is because even after the conversation is said today and gone and over with today, our reality is still going to be the same in the morning with the war against Israel and Gaza and the situations happening over here in America. Hey, did you have a question?
We are a reproduction. We are a reproduction today. Yeah, I do. We are a reproduction of Christ being born on this planet. But the saddest part about this truth is that black people have wanted to be everything in their life that they ever wanted to be, except that. And
well,
I'm not talking about no religion.
Right.
I'm talking about KRST.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Back
to the origin and the original. And then, from Greek, Rome, and Great Britain, and then America, how the word has been translated from KRST to Christo, to the Christus, to Christ today.
Yeah, I read a lot of books. I interviewed a lot of people on this. We have quite a few shows on it as well. And I appreciate you sharing with that. Thanks for calling the show. We have very limited time. We have a lot of callers ahead of you there. Okay, area code 856. What's your name and where you calling?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
What can we do for you today?
Whatever you get from spirit that's going in next for me, or romance, travel, or finance, or anything.
Okay.
You need to tell me.
Okay. I love that. And I will just let you know, and as everybody else is listening too, it's better for you if you could just ask a specific question. I will say though, that the minute that you said finance, and romance, those are the two areas that your guides were directing me to. So I'm just going to go with that. And for finance, they said this twice, tell her it's going to get better. So I feel like there's a transition coming up. I feel like there was a transition in March of, this past March, and then there's going to be something else coming up in June for you financially. Okay. That's going to shift, and it's just going to make your life a little easier. I almost feel though that it is connected to work in your job, that there may be a shift in your job. And I'm just going to ask them, is that in the job or related to a position that she's looking at now or interested in? Yes, interested in. Okay. So if you've kind of been thinking about shifting, changing, or opening up to another experience, that is starting to line up for you. So it's looking really good there. And what's interesting is all of that and the romance part that they're looking at is all connected. They're like showing me a bunch of lines connected back to your belly, back to the area of that sacral chakra where you are holding all of your worth and value. And because you've worked and you've up leveled and you've let go, and they said letting go is really, really important. So you're working on letting go. And in doing all of that, everything's starting to fall in place for you, and it's all related. Okay, it's all related. So with romance, will there be somebody coming in of significance? Yes, but that looks a little bit later, and they say of significance. Okay, that doesn't mean maybe connections that you have now, or it feels like, does she know this person? They said no. So that's going to happen more toward November. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You've done a really good job of up leveling, meaning releasing, some of the toxic frequencies that we all pick up on the planet when we walk through our challenges. So they're applauding your efforts there. You're doing a really good job. But again, as you've up leveled, as you've let go of any of the toxic wounds that we carry with us and within our soul, and you've cleared a lot of that karma, you are walking into some really good placement. They called it a placement. And that's going to bring the opportunities forward for you. I see a guy at work or work related male that's going to come up and talk to you about or recommend you to this position and or recommend this position to you. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Hopefully soon.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I don't even remember what I said a few minutes ago because I was channeling, but whatever I said, whenever I said that was coming through. Okay.
At least it's recorded.
Oh, man. I have to tell you, I'm so thankful I started recording sessions for everybody, because honestly, when I'm channeling, I don't remember what's coming through. And then I just did 5 sessions today, full sessions, and now I'm on the radio and I'm just not grounded. So pardon me, and I'm glad it's recorded.
My first session, the psychic offered me, asked me if I had a tape. I said, no, why? He said, no, it's good to record it. And he's like, I'll give you a tape. So he put a cassette tape in. And boy, I'll tell you, what a gift that was. Every so often, I like to play it and just listen. It's interesting to see how things unfold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good idea. And not only that, because I do so much coaching and there's a lot of information that comes through for guidance and teaching, that sometimes for humans, it really, really benefits us to listen back over and over again. And you know how it is, like you'll listen back and then you'll listen a second time and you'll hear something completely different. And you're like, wow, I missed that the first time. And then further, when you're listening back, it really sinks in and it really helps you. So it's good. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Area code 347. What's your name or where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Tanika and I'm calling from Long Island, New York.
Hi, Tanika.
What's kicking?
Hi, I would like to hear when you see me moving out of where I live. It is just not good for me here. The house I live in, the people I live around, as well as the town I live in. It's just, I don't know. It's just not good for me. And it is family that I live with, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm at the end of my life here. It's
Yeah.
just not doing good for me, and I don't know really how to get out of the situation. But it's just not good for me here in this house or this town.
Mm-hmm. So I am getting that in 2 weeks, there's going to be an opportunity for you. But you said something very clearly that they red flagged for us in this reading, Tanika, and they are saying, you said, I don't know how to get out of here. And I want to let you know that one of the first things, surrender is such a great manifesting tool. Surrendering is like, okay, God, okay, universe, like, I need help, and this is what I want. But then you have to follow up with what you want, and it has to be very clear. I want, and it can't be, I want to live, far away from here, or I don't want this, or I don't want that, right? No is such an amplifier. It's so powerful that if we say no to something, we're going to manifest what we don't want. So never say, I don't want. Instead, activate it with energy of emotion. Remember, we're talking about emotion, energy and motion. And what you want to really focus on and run through your body is, I want peace. I want calm. I want safe. I want security. I want laughter. I want like-minded people around me. I want support. I want breathability, health, and add everything in, and then really spend a few minutes each day. You don't have to do it all day long, but spend a few minutes each day really, activating that feeling in your body. And it can be in the form of prayer, if prayer is your language. It can be in the form of meditation. It can be in the form of, writing an affirmation down each day, which is great. But don't forget the emotion. The energy emotion is what is going to help you connect with the right people. And I say right people, I almost see like 2 other females who either want a roommate or something like that is coming up for you. Okay, so stay open to the possibilities. Yeah, it's going to shift. You got to hang in there. It's going to shift, but do the energy
All
work.
right, thanks for the call. We'll be back in a few. We're going to take a quick break. You are being with Ron Ash and West Coast Media, Vicki Murphy on Being with Ron Ash.
Everything is about you. Everything is about you. At a crossroad in your life, looking for insight and assistance with realize soul purpose, initiate action for success, move past fears and the dis-ease caused by them. Medium Vicki Murphy, westcoastmedium.com. Do we create our own reality? And if so, what are the dynamics that work behind the perception of that reality? What is the true definition of sin? And why is total self-acceptance crucial to one's
So,
solution?
obviously, commercial break. This is where, I fill up on water. If I have to go to the bathroom, I usually make a mad dash for the bathroom. I'm good tonight. And I just continue to clear my energy on my breaks so that when I connect again, that I am clearly connecting with the people, the callers, and their guides or loved ones. And I'm able to look dimensionally to make, future predictions and to look and see the answer to some of their questions. Okay. So, and we'll go back and listen to our advertisements. And we're back.
You are being with Ron Ash and the one and only West Coast Media, Vicki Murphy. You can keep up with all her events and happenings at westcoastmedium.com. That's westcoastmedium.com. Private sessions can be scheduled at 949-677-6314. 424-757-1425 is the number. Our next caller is area code 540. 540. What's your name and where are you calling?
Hi, this is Vicki calling from Washington, D.C., and thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, Vicki from D.C.
Hi, Vicki. How are you?
Yes. Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Doing fine. Thanks. How can I help you?
My question is, I just started a new job, but the energy for me feels a little off. I am looking for new opportunities. Do you see me getting a job along the way?
Well, I get a big yes to that. You've already put the fishing line out, so to speak, is what they said. And I feel like there's something right there about to be caught and reeled into you. And when I look in real time in our linear timeline, I feel like you're going to hear about it in the next day or two. So if there's, and it could be from this prior job hunt, if you will, where you were looking, and I feel like something is just brewing right now, coming through right now. And then are you going to take that opportunity? I feel like you will. Will it be a good opportunity? Yes, I feel like that. There's something about this opportunity, though, that's got a lesson in it for you that's really, really important. Yeah, it's really important. Now, whenever we, first of all, and I know you get this, but let's just say and own that we are manifesting all the time, like every second of the day. We, right? Sometimes we just aren't very clear. And sometimes we manifest what we don't want. And sometimes we manifest a partial success. And they're applauding because this is one of those partial successes. Okay. So they're giving you recognition for that. Your guides are. The other thing, though, is about this situation, about the lesson. When you look at it, it's a direct reflection of what's going on energetically within you. Whatever we attract always is. So what you want to do is you want to look at what parts you like and write those down, and then look at the parts that you don't like. And we want to squeeze every drop of, lesson out of those, right? We want to look at them, and yes, you want to cross them off and you want to rewrite them the way that you want to manifest them, but also take a moment and say, what within me attracted that part? What part in me might not be totally healed? So say if you've got people that have expectations and you feel that they're not respectful in some way, what within me has a belief about my worth and my value that may be attracting and eliciting that kind of a response from other people? How can I be more of service to myself? How can I serve myself better with my boundaries? How can I learn to say no in a way that is a beautiful yes? And what I mean by that is, I was just working with somebody earlier today that had work issues and boundaries there, and they consistently were staying late at work. And it becomes an expectation. People start to expect that of them, right? You know what I'm talking about. And so there's a reason Spirit is giving me this example for you. And so what we were going over is we corrected the energy because we found the origin of it in the real session. And we corrected that energy and we infused her with different energy, which is really just healing. And then we went into the scenario of learning how to say, yes, I can do that, but tomorrow. Or yes, I can do that, and maybe pick one night where you stay late. Yes, I can do that. My late night is Wednesday. Do you see? Where you start to stand up for you. And when you respect you and you stand up for you, you elicit respect from the other people. It's just quantum physics. Whatever your vibe is that you're putting out, that you're holding within your body will be returned to you, reflected back to you. So you are going to learn from this. They're clapping for you right now. You get it. You're learning from this. But it would be really good so that you don't have to repeat the lesson, for you to learn to stand up for yourself in this situation. Not worrying about conflict, not worrying about old teaching, old thinking, about upsetting people or disappointing them, not worrying about, because really that's not true love. When we really love somebody, we're not worried about whether we're going to upset them. Honestly, we're more in alignment with love if we give them a truth and we give them a vote of confidence with that truth, that they're going to be able to learn from it. And if they can't, that's not on us. Okay, that's not our issue. We're giving them an opportunity, and that's true love. It's when we don't, and we shirk away from giving somebody a truth and an opportunity to learn and grow, that we're kind of telling them, I don't trust that you got this. I don't think you can learn and grow. So I'm just going to crawl away and, avoid the conflict. And also then you're not standing up for yourself and giving your own self an opportunity for that kind of growth either. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, and I appreciate that. I don't know, as far as standing up for myself, I think I do that. However, it kind of goes back to what you just said, right? Try not to hurt one's feelings, right? So
Yeah.
You're talking, and I'm processing while you were speaking, and like, okay, when I do get this offer, now I have to tell this new job that, so maybe that's kind of a struggle that's going on inside too.
Right. Ding, ding, ding. They just ding, ding, dinged you, meaning you're absolutely right. Right on. Yeah.
So I have to find a way how to do that, right? I mean, when it's all said and done, you have to look out for yourself, right? So.
Yeah, because we're modeling what good, healthy self-love and self-boundaries look like to the rest of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This is my first time listening to the show. Thank you.
Well, you are
Your voice
welcome.
is so pleasant. It's actually uplifted my spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful voice. And thank you so much for calling in and sharing. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 812. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Thanks for taking my call. My name is Nicole, and I'm calling from West Virginia.
Hey, Nicole.
Hi.
And how are you today? How can we help you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. Good.
That's good. My question is, I have been thinking about some people on the other side that have passed on, as far as family and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking of I was wondering, do you have any spirits around me that you're picking up?
Yeah, actually a male just came through and feels grandfatherly and feels somehow connected to your father's side. Okay. So feels very nurturing, very nurturing.
My grandfather, my dad, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, my dad's father is still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, it could be great grandfather, but he's an older gentleman. He's definitely on your dad's side. And I say older, he's not that old. Okay. So he's not that old actually when I look at him, and he's got brown hair, part on the side, combed over the side. And he is smiling and he's reaching out, almost wanting to put a hand on your shoulder. So let me ask you this. Is your dad on the other side?
My dad's still here.
Mm-hmm. So somebody on your dad's side that's related, and it goes back and it feels, the nurturing energy feels grandfather-like. So whenever a male comes through like that and he's just standing and watching and kind of reaching through the energy, a lot of times with that nurturing energy, the message is about understanding the karmic passing down, if you will, of lessons. And then he's telling me about his leaving. And he's saying that, almost like he's sorry about leaving in the way that he did, not that he's not okay over there. He is, but he also realizes that in the way that he was taken from this life, that it was rather painful for a lot of people. Okay. And that's what he's saying. So he's revealing that part. So very nurturing, and very nurturing male is really what I'm getting. And again, he feels like grandfather-like energy. If he's not your grandfather, that's okay. There may be another male around you that is crossed that's very nurturing. And again, revealing about leaving, it feels like leaving suddenly, and leaving people in pain, and doesn't want them to stay in that pain. So that's the first person that stepped up. And what's interesting is, even though he identified as somebody from the, father's side lineage, he's standing on the opposite side. Like, as I'm looking here, he's standing on what typically would be the mother's side, because I have it parceled out in order to understand. So he's not standing on the right side, if you will. So that's kind of interesting.
That is what it says, yes. That is what it says, because my mom's father's house, yes.
Okay. And he's standing on your mom's side, and yet there's such a connection to the father. And it may be simply that, in this mini reading, that he's trying to tell us something about your father's side of the family and the lineage karmic challenge that got passed down. Okay. And a message about that, because honestly, there's no in-laws or outlaws when we get to the other side. We're all part of the collective, and we're all family, and so we don't have the same,
Right, yeah.
we don't have the same boundaries that we do here,
Right.
or description.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you have a lot of people around you.
Yeah.
There's also a grandmother. Now she is standing on your mom's side. There's and she has kind of curly hair. There's a lot of people around you. There's a woman that's coming through that feels like an aunt, feels younger, sister aunt, kind of interesting, sister aunt. I can't tell which, or she's a sister or somebody, or an aunt. And so there's just so many, I'm almost overwhelmed with the number of people. Okay. You got a party going on over there.
I'm 34 years old. I've had friends I grew up with and school with. I've lost. I've had great aunts. I've had grandparents. I've had my nephew that's on the other side. He was 26 when he passed.
Mm-hmm.
I've had so many people. I've had uncles. I have 2 uncles on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many people on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I'm overwhelmed right now. I feel like there's a party going on in front of me. It's a lot of people. So I'm just going to give this to you, because your uncle is also there, and he's making his presence known as well. And I feel like he also is very nurturing, and he may be connected to your dad's side. Okay. I just want to give this to you, because you just have a significant number of people. When you're talking to a medium, you may want to say, hey, I want to talk to, this person or that person, because to have everybody come through at once like they did, they're very connected to you. You're very intuitive. You're very grounded into your intuition. I feel like you have mediumship tendencies. I feel like they communicate with you. I feel like you hear things or see things. Okay, they're letting me know that they do communicate with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was wondering, you said my grandmother on my mom's side, because my grandmother was named Mary Jane. Her and I were very close. She passed away when I was 10 years old, and my parents are divorced, and I didn't get to see much of her when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything from her?
Yeah, she's here, and she stepped forward. She was one of the second or third people that came forward. Honestly, there's a party here. And she came through, and Her hair is cute. She was talking about her hair. She's just telling you how much she loves you. And the reason that she came through, she looks a little diminutive, like not real tall or big. She came through because she wants to let you know that she's with you. She's not left. She never left you. Okay. And she's very connected to cupcakes. So I don't know what she just said. She's making me laugh.
It's funny you said that. It's funny you said that because when I was a little girl, like she used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, and she used to make donuts. She taught me how to make donuts out of this book.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yep, baking.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, there may have been a celebration as well recently that she's making mention of by showing me that, but baking is her thing. And really, she made me laugh about that whole thing, about her reveal of that. So she's great. They're all doing great. They're all together. They're all amused right now. Okay. They're like amused at me talking about the party over there. And but they're with you, and that is a really special thing that I want you to really look around and see the signs and symbols from your loved ones, because you can assign a symbol to each person. Like grandma, you could do the white gladiolas. She said she likes gladiolas and she likes the smell of them. Okay, so if you smell them or you see gladiolas around or wafting, and there aren't any gladiolas around you, or not gladiola, gardenias, the little white flowers that have a lot of petals is what she's showing me. But if you smell gardenias around you, okay, that's important to her. If you smell gardenias, that's from her. That's her symbol. Okay. So you can do that with all of your loved ones on the other side. Your uncle, I don't know why, he just bounced a basketball at me. I'm just like, okay. I don't know if it's a literal symbol, but he just bounced a basketball, like, you know, so I could see it. And so,
Yeah, my uncle Billy's on the other side. That was my grandmother's son. He committed suicide. That's my mom's brother, and he died when I was like 5. And my grandmother was really devastated when he passed. He died in 1989. I don't really remember him much. And then I had my uncle Kenny. That's on the other side. I was 16 when he passed away. So I just had a memory of him the other day, of him helping me, you know, learning how to ride a bike.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
So
the one, your younger uncle that committed suicide, he was the one that actually we spoke to, that's full of love, that I was saying, that was also saying, telling me about his passing being, you know, traumatic for everybody, and that he's sorry, but wanted everybody to know that he's okay over there. Okay. That was a message from him. He was the one that I thought was the grandfather energy, because his soul is quite old. And I want to make a comment about that for everybody that understands. Even though he was young and he was here, you know, a lot of times we put a soul plan together and we have over there, you know, we're in spirit form and we're very strong and we think we can handle our soul plan and we're ready to come forth and to learn all this stuff. And I always liken it to putting mashed potatoes on our plate. And then we take birth and we come forth and we have spiritual amnesia. We forget how strong we were. And all of a sudden we have a pile of mashed potatoes on our plate. And we're like, wow, it's really hard here. I forgot how hard it is here. And that was his story, he said. And he loves music too. And he just said he loves music. Okay, music is his symbol.
Yeah, when he was alive, my aunt would go bar hopping and just hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
And just have fun. Yeah, it's just him and they were having issues, and I think that's what, you know, killed him or whatever. And I was wondering if my grandmother and my grandfather were together, because on Earth they didn't like each other, and then my dad's mother, or she was my grandparents, my mom and dad. I mean, my mom's parents, my dad's mother. Are they all together?
Yeah, they're all together, because see, what happens is when we come forth and we take on our persona and a role here to challenge each other in really specific ways for growth and healing, when we leave the human format, we're all back in our spirit form, which is love and light. There's so much love that is not comprehensible to the degree here in the human soul and spirit. You can't even imagine what it really feels like. So there's no misunderstanding or dislike over there.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Pop-Up and Grandma were together, and my mom was with my Pop-Up and my grandmother. You know, my mom is my dad's mother. Grandma and Pop-Up are my mom's parents. So I didn't know if they were together because, I don't know. I mean, they were talk because the me and my brother and everything, but my parents were divorced. So the grandparents kept in contact, but my parents didn't like each other.
Right. But that's okay because everybody loves one another on the other side. It's not like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean
they're all together or whatever.
Yeah, they're all together. It doesn't mean that they don't have a memory of what went on in this lifetime to the degree that they need it for their growth and their healing, and then to help other people, right? They do. But just letting you know that they are all together and they're happy, and they're not in the same persona or personality that they were when they were here. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's good.
Yeah, that it wouldn't serve.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're enjoying it. Like I said, you got a party going on over there. You are well protected. You are guided. You are guarded. And a lot of people are communicating with you.
Yeah, I know. It's like I have so many memories. Like I had my nephew came in my mind because his baby's mom posted a video of him and his daughter together. And his daughter was probably about 8 months old when he passed. And my nephew was only 26. And that came to my mind. My grandmother came to my mind. My uncle came to my mind. Like I had so many people. I had an ex-boyfriend came to my mind that crossed over. So there's a lot of people came to my mind.
Yeah.
That's how it usually works, though. When we think of them or a special moment that we spend with them, they come, they're here.
Yes. Yep. And there's no linear time and space, so it's instant. You know, we don't have to wait. They're right there.
So, anything you'd like to share with our listeners before we take the next call, Vicki?
Well, I am opening up a few spots in my program coming up here in my coaching program. And intuitive coaching is great because we cut to the chase. And I've had people tell me that they have spent 12 years in regular types of, therapy programs and things of that nature and doing therapy and have not moved or shifted energy the way that they have in the 6-month program. So everybody comes out being able to manifest and with squeaky clean, clear energy, a community to belong to, and it's just really lovely. And I love helping and I mainly work with professional women in the group. I do work with professional men, but not in that group. So for all of our women listeners who are ready, willing, and able, if you really want to correct some karmic patterning and to find out what's stopping you from getting to that next level of love or success in your business or finance, and you feel stuck and you're done, like you're just done wasting time, not living your best life, call me, get into the program. It is well worth investing in yourself. When you do, when you hold yourself in that high esteem, when you value yourself, the universe sweeps in and delivers value to you. And I have a quick story about that. One of the newest members of our group came in and she said, I didn't know how I was going to pay for the program, but she paid in full. She was like, I'm operating on trust. I'm just doing it because I know that I need help. And she paid in full. And next thing you know, she got 2 clients that totally covered the cost of the program. And it happened within 24 hours, right? Because the universe provides. Yep.
That's right. Actions speak louder than words. Her actions dictated the results. That's what was going to happen. And she was passionate enough about it to say, you know something, I'm doing it. It's the time for change. Nothing changes until it does. Yeah. 336, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Selena calling from North Carolina.
Hey, Selena.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Doing great.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Thanks for asking.
So I'll make it quick because I know we're at the end of this show, but my question is related to where I'm currently living. My lease is getting ready to run out, and I wanted to know if it was worth extending it for a little while and how long that would be. If maybe we need to start looking for another place in the same area or maybe out of the area.
So I feel like not too far out of the area, looking for a new place. Boy, there's some interesting energy around that, staying in the same place. There's a little bit of energy in staying in the same place, although the choice is right there. I can see it. You have an opportunity to choose differently. But right now, I feel like if you can renew and stay in the same place, it would just create less chaos, is what they keep mentioning to me. Less chaos, less chaos. You're going through a lot of changes, and you guys are going through a lot of kind of settling in still and adjusting. And it feels like it might be too much to make another move again right now. Okay.
Yeah, I think so too. So how long would you extend it for as far as what do you see for that?
Yeah, they're saying to extend it all the way out until the end of the first quarter, so out to March. And I don't know how many months that is, because I don't know, what is that, a year? Probably almost like another year is what they're showing me.
It makes 100% sense to me. I know it seems like it's far out, but with what I was currently looking at for extending it, that was the time frame I was looking at exactly into March.
Yeah, that's what they're telling me. Okay, so perfect. Just to corroborate what you were thinking of doing, that is what they are showing me, and I think that's for your greatest and best good right now, to keep it kind of calm, to keep the energy calm and not trying to move. And that would create, they said, a little bit of upheaval that really you don't need right now.
Yeah, I think too, whenever the lease was supposed to be up, there's just too much like trips and other stuff going on with a family urgency kind of trips that we need to make, that it just, the timing of everything just was not good. And I was like, well, we need the space, but at the same time, it's like maybe we can push this out another X amount of months and just wait and then find something bigger in the area, because this area is going to make sense at some point, because we both pretty much work remote. So I'm still not figuring out why we moved here, but we'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah, when we are placed, if you will, into a specific situation, there are always lessons to learn that are connected. Okay, so I feel like it's connected to some kind of family dynamic or proximity. So if you're close to your family, one of your, sides of your family, are you close to family right now?
I am close to my family right now. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, that's, it has to do with that, and learning something having to do with your dynamic and your relationships with your family, and about, again, they're bringing up healthy boundaries and about learning to love yourself and to be independent. Now they mentioned independence. So I think that tying up some loose ends by living close to family, which, is what we do sometimes when we go back and we're in close proximity, it allows you to gain some insight and to get some motivation to kind of move in a bit of a different direction. Okay, and that is coming for you again, but not till after March.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. As always, you can learn about all of our guests, including West Coast Medium Vicki Murphy, at beingwithronash.com. That's beingwithronash.com. Our next live show is June 1st. That's right. We'll see you the 1st of June, same time, same place. And Vicki and I will see you on the radio real soon. Be peace, everyone, because peace becomes
So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So we're out. And thanks for joining me. I know it's kind of different behind the scenes, and I'm glad if you're still listening for this whole time that you checked it out. I love to read for people over the radio. It allows me to touch people all over the world. Okay. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.